Parker Porter versus Alan Baudot. I believe it is the first fight on the main card. Now, this is quite an interesting fight, actually, kind of when you start looking into it, because look, Parker Porter, he has been around. He has got slightly more experience in the UFC. He has his ups and downs. I think he's on a 2-fight win streak now, but I mean, one of those is against Chase Sherman. And with respect to Chase Sherman, who hasn't beaten him lately, Chase Sherman just doesn't have a good time in the UFC. I think, honestly, he should go to Bellator. He'll get a decent enough paycheck, and he'll be against people that he can actually beat. Now, Porter, he has held his own in the UFC, kind of so far. You know, he's had his ups and downs, but you know, he's got 12 wins on his record, right? And he's 4-4-4. That's 4 knockouts, 4 submissions, 4 decisions. So betting on the method for Porter is an absolute crap shot. Just roll the dice. So yeah. Now Baudot, he's had a tough couple of fights. You know, his debut was against Tom Aspinall. Now, we all know how good Tom Aspinall is. That's a tough debut for anybody. He lost his last fight by TKO, but it got turned over because his opponent was... he tested positive for a bunch of chemicals that I don't know what they are, honestly. So, were they performance enhancing? There's a good chance. And the problem with that is that Baudot, he did get TKO'd, I think, but he kind of lost steam in the second round because his opponent was able to put on a pace. Now, was his opponent putting on that pace because he was using performance enhancers? He pissed hot, so there's a chance that, yes, that happened. So, but Baudot's still going to look at that as a loss. Whilst he didn't technically lose because it was overturned to a no contest, he's still going to look at that as a loss. So, for him, I think he thinks his back is against the wall because you lose 2 or 3 times and, yeah, your back probably is against the wall. You've probably got to win here or you are not going to be fighting in the UFC next time. So, one thing I would say is Porter, he's shown he's very good over 15 minutes. That could be a problem for Baudot. As I just mentioned, he did kind of get ground down. He started strong in his last fight, but kind of got ground down a little bit. And I don't think that Porter is going to gas. Like he's shown he's very good over 15 minutes. And one other thing for Porter that I would say is a real leveller, especially for the reach and height that Baudot has. Baudot does have a 4-inch reach advantage and a 3-inch height advantage. But against Parisian, Porter's low kicks, if you go back and watch that fight, Porter's low kicks were devastating. That's what managed to chop the guy down. So there's every chance that we could see Porter, rely on the low kick early and just chop Baudot down. Now, on the flip side, because we're getting some really good odds on Baudot, which is probably where I'm leaning here, I'm going to tell you why. Porter is a much more achievable fight for Baudot than his previous opponents that he's been given. He's been given a very tough run of opponents. I'm not saying that Porter isn't tough and Porter isn't good, but it's just a little bit of a step down in competition. It's maybe a step down in competition that Baudot can rise up to. Because you got to remember that Baudot, he's had 8 wins, 7 of which knockouts. So he's clearly got power. He clearly knows how to hit, and also I would say that look at where Baudot fights out of. He fights out of MMA Factory, right? Same camp as Cyril Gane. He trains alongside Cyril Gane, and we know how good Cyril Gane is. And when you watch Baudot fight, there is a little bit of a bounce to him. There's a little bit of a kind of, a lightness to him that's not dissimilar from Cyril Gane. He's clearly got good timing, and clearly he does know how to hit. And because he's had a bit of a rough run of form, you're getting 3.25 on Baudot just to win. To get the knockout, you're getting 5s. That's 4-1 in English, right? I'm having that. I'm having a go on that all day. I like the knockout here for Baudot. I feel like he's got the height, he's got the reach. This is a slight step down in competition from what he's used to. He thinks his back is against the wall. He knows he's got to find the win here. And he comes out of a good camp. I feel like he's probably only getting better. So I'm going to roll the dice on Baudot on this one. Baudot by knockout, getting +5, 4-1. Add that to the bet slip.